Good morning and welcome to my channel. I just wanted to share a brief word with you this morning that I was meditating on when I woke up, and that word deals with pain. Pain is something that none of us want, and many times when we go through pain, we begin to question God, we begin to question ourselves, and we begin to ask, why me? And sometimes our cycle of pain can be so long, it can go on for years and years, and we begin to feel like we've done something to deserve this pain. It could be situations where friends have walked out on us and family members have turned their backs on us, or we could have felt that we had been loyal to people that didn't appreciate or did not understand the sacrifices that we made to maintain the relationships that we had with them. And we made those sacrifices not so we could come back and talk about those sacrifices, but we made those sacrifices because relationships were important to us and we wanted to keep those relationships. I know many of us have heard the saying that things happen in seasons. Some people come into your life for a season, some people come for a reason, and some people come for a lifetime. And there are many times when lifetime people, or people that we had labeled as lifetime people, walk out of our lives, and that has nothing to do with us or anything that we've done. They just made a conscious decision that they no longer wanted that connection that they had with us. Or it could be situations where we have people who are inflicting pain and uncomfortable circumstances upon us, and we don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. But whatever you associate with pain, you would not be human, walk this earth, and not deal with pain. Even Jesus dealt with pain. And as we get close to Easter Sunday morning, I just wanted to talk about pain, because I know in my life that I've dealt with things and it felt so unbearable. I've dealt with losing relationships that I cherish so much and I never wanted to lose. But somewhere around last year, I came to the conclusion that if people that you cherish don't cherish you enough to care about the longevity of the relationship, maybe you need to reevaluate that relationship. I'm not saying that you can't fight for relationships that mean something to you, but sometimes that could be God's way of showing you that you've outgrown that relationship and you all have outgrown each other. And maybe it's just time to let that person go. No love lost, but their role in your life is obviously over. Because when something means something to someone, they're going to fight for it. If you have a job and your job means something to you, you're going to get up, snow, sleet, ice, and you're going to show up because you want to keep that job, because you value the benefit that you get from that job, the income, the health insurance benefits, the dental benefits, the 401k, whatever it is that you're getting from that job, eventually retirement, you value that, so you show up. The same thing happens with relationships. If people value you, they will put the effort in. If they no longer value you, then they're not going to put the effort in. And that is when we have to say, maybe it's time for me to grow. I'm the type of person, I grew up in a small town, and so I had friends from nursery school, literally. Friends that we were so little. We went to nursery school together, and we grew up, and we went to elementary school and kindergarten and high school and junior high school. And so we had a bond, and I call that just more than a friend. We had a family bond. I could tell you on each street, from my street to about 5 streets ahead of me and 5 streets behind me, what families lived on those streets. We were a community, we were a village, and we loved each other. And to this day, those people still mean something to me. But just because they mean something to me doesn't mean that I mean something to all of them, and that's fine. I have this strong sense of loyalty. If I started out with you and we've always been close, I'm going to be loyal to you till the day we die. We may not talk every day. We may not even call each other or come see each other on a regular basis, but if you need something from me, I'm up for it. And that's the level of loyalty that my parents taught me to operate in. But everybody doesn't have that. Everybody doesn't have that level of loyalty. Everybody's not going to be that in your life. And so what we have to realize is that God has a destiny for all of us. There are many of us that may have been born into humble beginnings, but God has a destiny for us. And sometimes some of the people that you want to carry with you, they don't value or respect what God is doing in your life enough to respect you if you take them into certain places and around certain people that are going to be critical to your new levels. So you bring someone along with you who has no respect for you and you don't realize it, or that they're a secret enemy, and some people call them frenemies. What's going to happen is when you get to that place with the people that are the deal breakers and the people that you want to impress, these are the people that will actually begin to destroy your character, destroy your credibility, and disrespect you to the point that they're trying to send out these little smoke signals to the other people not to respect you. So God knows what he's doing, and what we have to do is respect that process. There are people that I literally had to just let go, not because they didn't mean anything to me, but because I didn't mean anything to them. There were people that I knew I had been there for from the time that they were children, that I sold into their life, not because I wanted any type of recognition. But I've always said that when a person is there for you, they don't expect to make an enemy. When you have been there for someone, you don't expect for that person to become your enemy, because when I've sold good things into your life, I expect you to at least acknowledge that what I've so added to your life has been good. But there are people that they will know that you've added good things into their lives, but because of their broken place, because of their sunken place, or because of their selfishness, they won't acknowledge the good that you've done. They will say that you have done bad when your good is obvious. You have to let that go. The pain shapes us and it pushes us into our destiny. What my pain has done for me is that my pain has allowed me to redirect my energy. Because growing up in Sunday school, we were taught not to be selfish. So I thought that if I had extra money, or if I had to make the time, if you were graduating, or it could be your elementary school graduation, your junior high school graduation, college graduation, Christmas, I'm going to buy a plane ticket and I'm going to show up, because that's what I do. And not to say I wouldn't do those things, but I began to say, but look at all the money that you spent. Had you taken that money to build your dream, where would your dreams be at this point? Because lots of the people that you made those sacrifices for, and they've actually ascended to where they've ascended, they don't even remember. And the only people they're actually catering to now are the people who showed up after they became successful. And the only reason they showed up was because they are successful. But the people that you were there for when they were little in their sunken place, they don't remember that you were there, because now they're looking at the people that are hanging around them now who want a part of the glory, but they never would have been there had the person not ascended to that rank. So you're looking at this and saying, wait a minute, you don't remember, but you know what? That's fine, because that's what pain does. Pain pushes you to your destiny. And I'm going to tell you what my pain did for me. It pushed me to the point that I got my YouTube channel launched, because this is something that I probably wouldn't have ever done had I not experienced the disloyalty and the disrespect and unappreciation from people that I had showed up for years consistently, because I'm a consistent person. If I'm your friend, I'm your friend. If you're going to catch me today and I smile, you're going to catch me tomorrow and I smile. I'm not moody. I'm not going to throw my pain off on you. I may tell you about it, but I'm not going to punish you for it. And a lot of times people don't understand, you can't punish your support system for your pain. If 99 people have spat in your face and knock you down, and you meet this one person that says, I'm not going to do that to you, I'm going to clean you up, and I'm going to make you feel good about yourself, you can't unleash all of your pain on that person, which I've had that happen to me. So pain pushes you to your destiny, because it pushed me to start my YouTube channel. It pushed me to go and get the dental work that I wanted done. It pushed me to go hire a trainer, because I want to get camera ready. And it's going to push me to hire the people it takes so that my YouTube channel can grow to the type of channel that I want it to be. And so it pushed me to look inward and to stop sowing outward the way I have been doing. And not to say you don't sow outward, but you sow differently. Because now I'm beginning to understand that I don't have to sow into the people that are just around me. I can sow into the homeless people. I can sow into the orphanages. I can sow into the ministries at the different churches that are doing after school programs. There are so many other places that I can sow. I can sow to strangers. And so I began to realize that the heart of giving that my mother had given me, the heart of love that my mother had given me, I could expand that heart and I could begin to help others. Pain makes you think about things differently. It makes you see things differently. It makes you do things differently, because pain is one thing that helps to mold and shape and develop you into the person that you are to be. If you give up during your moments of pain, if you say, I can't take it anymore, and go jump off a cliff or take a bunch of pills and end this thing, you'll never see the light at the end of the rainbow. Because the thing is, one of my friends would always tell me, when you pray, it may not change your situation, but it's going to change you. I prayed through my pain. In 2011, the Lord introduced me to spiritual warfare praying. And I've been praying on that level since 2011 and studying. And there are some ministers that I study. And one is a pastor by the name of D.K. Olakoya. And I also study another pastor by the name of Elisha Goodman. When I say I study them, I study their works. They have books out there on spiritual warfare, and they explain how it responds, how this process responds when you're a child of God, and how you have the authority over these demonic forces, that you can raise your voice and you can speak and you can change your atmosphere. That's why when people tell you that life and death is in the power of the tongue, it really is. Your affirmations matter. How you feel about yourself and what you speak about yourself matters. And so what I had to do through my pain is that I had to learn spiritual warfare. And my pain did not end immediately. I'm talking about it took years. And what happened was that I had to begin to let people go. People that meant a lot to me. People that I wanted to be in my life forever. People that I wanted to love me and celebrate me and say, hey, you're my favorite, whatever. But it didn't happen. Because in my pain, God had to change me. He changed my focus. He changed my direction. He changed the things that I was focusing on. You know why? Because having them say these things about me was not my destiny. My destiny was to do the things that God had laid upon my heart to do, to minister, to do the things that He had laid for my hands to do on this earth. And that is what your destiny is. Through your pain, through that child that doesn't speak to you, through that sister that stopped speaking to you, through a brother that stopped speaking to you, through nieces and nephews that turned their backs on you when you were a second mother to them, through all of the pain, friends that betrayed you, bosses that got you fired, through all of your pain was your destiny being birthed, because that was God's way of teaching you to pray. And as you learn to pray, you get stronger. I would walk into my prayer closet feeling like a little mouse, and walk out as bold as a roaring lion. Because one thing about spending time with God, you begin to understand His character. You begin to understand His love for you. And then you become more confident, because when you spend time with God, He gives you confidence. He gives you confidence. You can speak health over your life. You can speak prosperity over your life. But most importantly, whatever you do, you walk in love. Don't ever stop walking in love. Don't ever get in a place of pride where you think that you can do anything to anybody. I've dealt with people who say they are Christians and they operate in such a spirit of pride. They are very mean and brutal. They talk to people any kind of way. That is not right. God will knock you down. He does not play that. Okay, you cannot treat people any kind of way and expect to be blessed. And when I run into those types of personalities, I'm careful not to get caught into a back and forth with them, because that's what they're looking for. They're coming from a place of pain and arrogance at the same time. They have unresolved issues that have not been healed, and you have to be able to recognize when you run into those types of spirits. And sometimes you have to let people be. Not because you don't love them, but you have to let them be. In my prayer time, I get up and I pray for people that are sick and people that Some people may be hard to pray for, but I pray for them because I have to get beyond the pain that I've had. Maybe they've done something in the past, or they have a pattern of doing ugly things. When I get up in the morning, I learn to pray, because by praying for those people that have done you wrong, and for praying for their healing, when they're in situations where they need healing, you're actually helping yourself. So this morning, I wanted to get online and just tell you that your pain has a purpose. Your pain has a purpose, and your pain is a process. Your pain is a process, and your pain has promotion. Your pain has promotion that comes from your devotion. So know that there is nothing too hard for God. And if you're in a place right now where it looks like there is no out, I want to encourage you to begin to search for ministries and search for literature that will be a blessing to you. I've shared with you the ministers that I follow and their works, and prayer points. I've used prayer points because there are some prayer points on favor. I would encourage you to find some prayer points on favor, because favor is something that we all need. Favor is more than money and riches. When you got favor, you can walk into a place and get something that you shouldn't even have. You can walk into a place and be met with someone who's going to honor you, as opposed to someone who's going to oppose you. Favor is not fair, and it really isn't. God is good, and he's good all the time. And I want to encourage you. Know that I love you, and I pray the best upon you. And this is a journey. We're going to take this journey together. Know that I am walking out of places of pain. I'm walking out of pits. I'm walking out of sunken places. I'm walking out of disrespect. I'm walking out of unappreciation. I'm walking out of periods of no promotion, working hard every day on a job and never being respected for my abilities. Walking out of situations where I had a supervisor who was constantly trying to destroy everything that I did, trying to make it look like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, because she was jealous hearted, did not want to see me promote because she knew I had what it took to promote. Walking out of all those things. But you know what? Your destiny and your road is different from everybody else's road. Don't let nobody tell you that you should be at a certain place at a certain time. That is not their place to tell you. God will take you where you need to be when you need to be there. Most importantly, respect your journey. Don't envy anybody else's journey. Respect your journey. And every day you give God thanks. You give him thanks for waking you that morning. You give him thanks for health and strength if you have it. If you don't have it, you pray for it. You give him strength for the activities of your limb, being able to see, being able to drive. I don't care if you have a hoopty. You thank him for that hoopty. You thank him for the few friends that you have that are loyal. You thank him for your children. You thank him for your computer. I don't care if it's old. You thank him for your cell phone. You thank him for what he has done for you, because he didn't have to do anything, but he did. And you don't envy what anyone else has. Don't compare yourself and say, this person has this person. Who cares what they have? Because you don't know where they're going. You just know where they are. God can have some things lined up for you. And when you look back over at that person you were comparing yourself to, you're so glad you're not that person. So you just be grateful for the journey God has given you. Don't envy anybody else. And most importantly, give God the glory. I love you. Have a wonderful day. And this is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.